Good evening, everybody. Match 22 of the 1979 Cricket World Cup being played in Sri Lanka was played today. It was the Group 2 match between New Zealand versus Ireland at Kandy. Whoever won this match would guarantee themselves a quarter-final place and make sure that they become the fourth team to qualify for the quarter-finals here in Sri Lanka after the West Indies, Pakistan and England. This is what happened in today's match. This is the final outcome. Still blurry. What's going on here? What's going on? That's better. I think that's better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, I can see it. Well, Ireland won the toss on a slow, normal pitch and elected to bowl first, which was a little bit of a surprise, if I'm being honest with you. A little bit of a surprise, but obviously we've had a few normal pitches in Sri Lanka recently, and they've usually done quite a bit for the bowlers. New Zealand didn't get off to a good start there. Openers, John Wright and... Something wrong with this, isn't it? It's just blurring all the time. That's a bit better. The openers, John Wright and Bruce Edgar. Bruce Edgar actually opened the batting. He was out for 6 and John Wright was out for 8. Got off to a poor start at 17 for 2. Then they started rebuilding. Look at that middle order. 53 for Jeremy Coney off just 57 deliveries. 63 for Glenn Turner off 87 deliveries in what turned out to be a man of match performance. That's his second 50 of the tournament. 57 off 75 deliveries for John Morrison, and then some powerful hitting at the bottom. 21 off just 7 deliveries for wicketkeeper Warren Lees, 7 off just 3 deliveries for Richard Hadley, and 39 off just 25 deliveries for the captain Mike Burgess. 39 not out. 277 for 6 from their 50 overs. Probably a very good score. It looked like they were only going to get about... They kept going at 5 and over, and then they accelerated towards the end of the innings. Mike Burgess said they probably got 50 more than what they expected. Bowlers gave it a best shot. 1 for 58 for Jilara Patel, 2 for 63 for Cornelius Henry, who moves on to 8 wickets in the tournament. 1 for 36 for Robert Kandy, played his first match. He bowled very, very tightly. He was very expensive. John Valentine, 1 for 68 and 0 for 38 for John Vaughan. As for Ireland's response, I didn't think it was that good a pitch, to be honest with you, and Ireland just completely fell to pieces. I mean, they lost 7 wickets. They were 74 for 7 after about 17 overs. They lost 7 wickets in the first 17 overs, and the game was basically gone and dusted. Done and dusted. Both openers went for ducks. Glenroy Seeley and Christopher Chappell both went for ducks. 7 for Franklin Dennis. Taghi Javed was promoted up the order. He went for 14. A first appearance in the tournament for Charles Bakash, 13, but I don't think he'll get picked again in the tournament. And he fouled miserably. 3 for John Valentine, John Vaughan. Brian Merceret, 28 or 56 deliveries for high scorer. A couple of 17s there for Jiara Patel and Robert Kandy, 17 not out. He's had a pretty good match. I'm sure we'll see him again in the tournament in their final match against Australia. And 6 and 4 for Cornelius Henry and John Valentine. 122 all out in 36.1 overs for Ireland. Brilliant all-round performance from Jeremy Coney, 2 for 38. Probably should have won man of the match. 0 for 4 for 0 for John Morrison. 16 for 3. Wonderful bowling spell again from Richard Hadley. 14. Brian McKechnie, the star bowler, took no wicket for 14 runs. 2 for 19 for Lance Kearns. And Hugh Chatfield, his first appearance on the tournament, 3 for 23. He's given a bit of a dilemma now to Mike Burgess. It's to see whether him or Gary Troop will play against the West Indies. Gary Troop was given a rest today. He also mentioned he got hit on the hand and had a bit of a sore hand, so that's why he decided to leave him out. Mike Burgess decided to leave Gary Troop out for this match, but obviously Hugh Chatfield has probably given New Zealand a bit of a dilemma, a positive dilemma as well. So the outcome of this match, anyway, at Kandy, Ireland won the toss, selected bowl on a slow, normal pitch. New Zealand batted pretty well to get to 277 for 6 on a difficult wicket. Ireland all out for 122. New Zealand winning by a massive 155 runs, and the man of the match for his 63 off 87 deliveries was Glenn Turner. He's got 250s in a row now. He's starting to come into form. Was it 63 off 87 deliveries? Yeah, 63 off 87 deliveries. Just wanted to double check that because obviously I'd make a load of mistakes when I do this. This is what it means. New Zealand are the 4th team to qualify for World Cup quarterfinals. That confirms it. Through from Group 2. They could still finish top of Group 2 thanks to their superior. If they beat the West Indies, I think they have a bit more of a superior run rate than the West Indies and will go above the West Indies. Australia also have 2 matches left against Ireland and the Red Bull South African 11. Tomorrow's match, the battle of the associate members, Bangladesh versus Holland. Just remember, Holland win that match, they'll keep their hopes of reaching the quarterfinals alive. If Bangladesh win tomorrow's match, it would guarantee India and Sri Lanka's passage into the World Cup quarterfinals. We're going to have a look at the New Zealand star players. Both had ordinary matches. Brian McKechnie didn't get a wicket, and Bruce Edgar fouled again with a bat. Really has struggled in the last couple of games, and we'll take a look at their averages. They've not had a good match today. Like I said, Bangladesh versus Holland tomorrow. But let's have a look to see what the averages are like so far. Average of 24. Yeah, he's having a really woeful start to the tournament. 74 runs in just 3 innings. He got 41 against Australia off 89 deliveries, I think. And ever since then, he's really struggled. Bruce McKechnie, averaging 16, only 5 wickets in 4 matches for him. So that concludes that match report of the match between New Zealand and the West Indies. And tomorrow's match, Bangladesh versus Holland. Bangladesh beat Holland tomorrow, then that's it. Holland will be out of the World Cup, and India and Sri Lanka would guarantee their place in the next round in the quarterfinals. If Bangladesh were to beat Holland tomorrow, it would then all decide on who finishes where and who plays who. I still can't predict who is going to play who, because New Zealand, if they win their match against the West Indies, and Pakistan win their match against England, they've got the potential to finish top of their groups. But then they also have the potential, if they lose both their games, to finish 3rd. So it'll be quite interesting to see these final group games tomorrow. And I have to give you some breaking news as well. I don't usually do this, but we've just heard that Sri Venkakaran has announced that he will be retiring from international cricket after the World Cup here in Sri Lanka. As you may know, he's been under huge pressure as Indian captain in this World Cup after defeats against England and India. In Pakistan and England in the last 2 games. He has been whacked for nearly 127 runs in his last 2 games without taking a wicket. He's averaging nearly 60 with a ball this tournament. He's only taken 4 wickets in 4 matches. And his average with a bat is, well, for a number 10 batsman, I think his average is about 1 or 2. But there have been Indian fans have been demanding his removal as captain, and he has confirmed in the last hour that he will retire from international cricket after this World Cup. He says it's about time someone took over the Indian captaincy that is young and fit, as well as determined to do well for this country. It has been a pleasure captaining my country for the last 5 years. Doesn't have a great record as captain. He is one of the leading wicket takers for India. He's taken over 150 wickets in tests with his off spin. But this World Cup has been an absolute nightmare for him, and he has announced that he will retire from all forms of international cricket after the tournament. So there's the breaking news. That's not really a surprise, to be honest with you. He'll be hoping that he can bow out on a bit of a high with victory against Sri Lanka that would guarantee them a place in the quarters, as well as then trying to see whether they can win their quarter final, which will probably be between West Indies, Pakistan. Sorry, they can't. Pakistan again. West Indies, New Zealand or Australia. All 3 sides would be very difficult. But that's that breaking news. Tomorrow's match, Bangladesh versus Holland. Bangladesh beat Holland tomorrow. That's India and Sri Lanka also in the quarterfinals of the Cricket World Cup. But until then, this is me, Lawrence Howard, reporting on the 1979 Cricket World Cup being played here in Sri Lanka, being played on Brian Lara Cricket on PlayStation. It's goodbye from me. Bye-bye.